want you to talk to me a little bit, if you can, about when Coach Wise came up and said, "Hey, I'm doing this camp down in Sarasota." Talk to me a little bit about what your first impressions was of it, and then we'll talk a little bit about that afterwards.
So I saw the emails. As a high school coach, sometimes you're very skeptical of all the camps that happen, just because there's a lot of guys out there just making money off kids, and they claim that it's going to go to colleges, but you don't really know, what that means. It might be a buddy of theirs who's at one college and they're watching it on a Zoom or something, and that's how they, sell it to you. So I probably deleted it or just ignored it. And then I got a text from one of the area coaches, Sean Phelps, and he sent it to me and said, "Hey man, this is something that is really good." And of course I asked, who are these guys? He said, "No, they're all good people." So I sent it out in an email to my football team, but I wasn't really, overly excited about it yet. But then as we started to talk, I found out that Herb Haygood and Amp Campbell were two guys that kind of endorsed it and were really excited about it. And so when I heard those two guys, I've known Herb for a long time, and Amp he's a Riverview alum, and I've known him for a while too now. And when those two I heard they backed it, then it kind of perked my ears up a little bit. And so then I had an opportunity to talk with Coach Wise. We actually did a Zoom call with a couple of local coaches, and once I got a chance to talk to Coach Wise, as I was sold on it. And he's obviously a great guy, but he's got a lot of energy, and you can just tell he's in it for the right reasons.
So when you came out there 8 o'clock in the morning on that Saturday, how many players came with you from your school?
Yeah, so I only had 3 come out. I thought I'd have a couple more, but this 7-on-7 is becoming a huge deal all over the country. And we had some kids gone doing that. And then we had a track meet that day, so we had a few more kids doing that. So there are a few conflicts. I probably would have had closer to 10 if we didn't have those two things going on. But I brought 3 with me. And as soon as we got there, they started lining the guys up in position groups. And, some of the coaches were even coaching while they were talking in the position, in lines waiting. And each group would go in and get their height, weight, or wingspan, to get all those things. And they'd head out to the field, and they just right away started warming up, and as, there was no standing around and waiting and just kind of, killing time. It was like as soon as you got there, guys were doing something organized.
So you come out of that first practice and knowing that it's a 2-a-day and they're going to come right back. What was your impression? Because you were sitting in the stands. Were you on the sidelines or in the stands?
Yeah, well, I started in the stands, and then I got a chance. Coach Wise let me come down, and he said, "Hey, if you want to walk around." So I walked around a little bit, and so it was, it was a good experience. Something I liked is that, like I said, as soon as they got there, they were in lines waiting to get, verified with their height, weight, and everything. And coaches were talking to the kids, and some of them were talking. Some were just asking about, when they were done, they didn't go sit in the stands and fool around. They went right out to the field, no pads, got warmed up. Once everybody was out, the horn blows, everybody hustled over, got the pads on, and from the minute they progressed, they really great was just the energy and that they possessed, with the kids, but they were just constantly coaching the whole time. I mean, you got every second, kids were being talked to, and it was every kid. It wasn't just 1 or 2 kids. It was every kid with every rep. So I thought it was it was really a good camp. That was the other thing. They had cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're recording everything. And then, how many camps do you have an opportunity to go get your practice film broke down, and then you go to lunch, you come back, and now you're in a position meeting? It was great. I just thought that they put a lot. For what they did in one day, they got a lot accomplished.